This week we are switching up things a little. No expedition planning, no bicycle logistics, no packing lists. And honestly, I think we can all use a little break, including me. So for the next few days I'm traveling solo to one of my favorite countries in the world, Finland. And to those of you who have been following me for a while, this probably won't come as a huge surprise. Besides Switzerland, Finland is actually the country where I've spent the most time in my life. I came here several times as a child and teenager, and later spent an entire year here as an exchange student during high school. And somehow Finland stayed part of my life ever since. What makes me happiest is that many of the friendships from back then are still an important part of my life today. So this trip is not really about sightseeing. It's more about reconnecting, seeing old friends, slowing down a little, and spending a few quiet pre-summer days in southern Finland. I'm all ready to go. It's super cool. It's so light traveling alone. Not that my kids are difficult to travel with, not at all. They're really good travelers, but it's just the amount of people. If you only have to look after one compared to 4 or 5, that makes all the difference. And it's actually cool to fly from Zurich, because it used to be my workplace about a decade ago. I was working here at the airport and I really loved it. It was a really good time. It was when my 2 older kids were born and I was writing my first book, and I loved the atmosphere and I loved to just basically clock into work and do my shifts at the gate or check-in and then check out again when the time was up. So that was really cool. I really liked the atmosphere and everything. But then when we moved to the Alps and traveled more, I quit. So here we go. Let's travel to Finland. There's something about Helsinki that always immediately feels familiar to me. Maybe it's the calmness, maybe the sea, maybe it's hearing the language, or maybe it's simply the fact that some places stay connected to certain phases of your life forever. And coming back years later feels a little bit like meeting an older version of myself. As we stroll through downtown Helsinki, I start noticing something slightly strange. Many of the statues around the city center are covered with wooden planks. At first, I genuinely think, wow, they are renovating absolutely everything. But my friends quickly explain what is actually going on. At the time of my visit, the Ice Hockey World Championship is taking place, and Finland has made it all the way to the final against Switzerland. So apparently, as a precaution, the city protects the statues before big matches and events. Because if Finland wins, enthusiastic fans have a habit of climbing absolutely everything. And naturally, I confidently announce, well, you can save yourself all that work. Switzerland is obviously going to win. Well, I think we all know how that ended. So Congrats, Finland.
You're like, oh.
Another minds.
On Friday evening, we head out on a dinner cruise through the Helsinki Archipelago. This might be one of my favorite ways to experience Finland in summer. The light, the sea, the little islands scattered across the water. Everything feels peaceful in that very Nordic kind of way. And after the intensity of everyday life lately, it feels incredibly good to simply sit still for a moment. No multitasking, no planning, no rushing. Just good food, conversations, and the sea quietly passing by. The next day we drive to Fiskars, a small town about 1.5 hours from Helsinki that is known for design, craftsmanship, and its creative community. And honestly, it's exactly the kind of place I love. Quiet, beautifully simple, a little artsy, and surrounded by nature. The town originally grew around an ironworks founded in the 1600s, and today many of the old industrial buildings have been transformed into studios, cafes, and workshops. It's the perfect place to wander around slowly without really having a plan. Traveling alone again after so many years feels surprisingly emotional. Not because I don't absolutely love traveling with my family, but because solo travels reminds me of another part of myself too. The younger version, the one before children, before responsibilities became so constant. And I try hard that both versions can exist at the same time, because they are both important to me. Motherhood changes you deeply, but it doesn't erase who you were before. On my last day, I take a long walk through Helsinki, across the city's newer bridges towards Korkeasaari, the island where the zoo is located. And once again, I'm reminded how much I enjoy cities that are close to nature. Within minutes, Helsinki shifts from urban streets to sea views, forests, and quiet walking paths. And maybe that balance is also one of the reasons why Finland always felt so comfortable to me. This trip wasn't about ticking off landmarks or seeing as much as possible. It was simply about taking a little pause before the next big adventure begins. About revisiting a place that shaped me, seeing people who have known me for decades, and reconnecting with a country that still somehow feels familiar after all these years. time to head home again, back to the Alps, back to family life, and back to preparing for expedition in and Danube.